Alright, God of War, let's talk about it. Now I will try to minimize spoilers in this video, but without the way, let's get right into it. Now, first things first, the two biggest questions. Is the game good and is it better than the previous one? Yes, and hell yeah. God of War Ragnarok was amazing. And during even my first walkthrough I even said that I thought it was a 10 straight away, but I'll go into more details about that. And also, I'll talk about what I didn't like about the game, but I'll mention that at the end, as it is a bit in the spoiler territory. Now, in this story, you follow once again Kratos and Boy in 2 years and a half after the events of God of War 2018, and them trying to survive Fimbulwinter and the dangers that come with it, as well as uncovering the secrets that lead to Ragnarok and trying to stop it, as Kratos doesn't want to be involved in that, but Boy wants to. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about the story, as I don't want to put any spoilers in here, as I think everybody should get the chance to really enjoy this game spoiler free, as it's the best way to play it. Honestly, I enjoyed it so much because I didn't have any spoilers and it was amazing. But I would say that the story that Santa Monica gave in this one is top peak level movie. Like, I think even like it was to the point where I felt like I wasn't even playing a game, like I was just watching like a Lord of the Rings movies. That's to tell you the point of how much I enjoyed the story and how much I was like deep into it. And the thing I like is that, especially with a lot of the foreshadowing they did in the previous game, is they made sure that players won't actually know what the twists and ends would be of the game, as there are a lot of them in this game, and trust me, a lot of them you're not going to expect. And like, it's just like like I said in one of my previous videos, is that when they drop the ashes of Faye at the end of the first one, and then this one at the end, like you feel the emotions, like you want to just like cry, like it's not even like whether it's a sad moment or a happy moment, you just like there are so many moments where like you're so into the story that like you feel for those characters, you like understand their grief, you understand their pain, you understand their joy, you laugh with them, like just on a basis like that. I really enjoyed what Santa Monica did there, and that goes with main story and side quests as well, as we made sure to really uh, take you in that story with amazing cutscenes and like even the visuals. Like a lot of people were saying that because it's on PS4 and PS5, the visuals and the graphics are going to be terrible, like it's going to be downgraded. It's not, don't worry, that is not impacted at all. Like the game is 10 times better than 2018, though, at least for me. But I would say like on some levels, like so for some people I could understand why they preferred the 2018 story, but I preferred this one. Now in terms of combat, now I do have to say a special mention is that I did break my wrist like a week before the game came out, so and I was not able to finish the game properly and play it properly, so hands down to Santa Monica to make the game like very responsive, and as well like make it fun enough that I still want to play it even with a broken wrist. But moving out of the way, they did massively improve the combat in this game, as they made really sure to like take what was good and then expand on that and then remove what was bad. So like an example is like, for example, Atreus' armor. Now it's just a skin. It's not going to change anything. If you want to upgrade Atreus, you have to use his skill tree, which is good because now Kratos and Atreus have both different skill trees, so the more you use Atreus, the more XP you get, etc. And the thing I like is that they made sure to really like take away, like I said, the stuff that people really liked and implement it into combat. So like, for example, some runic attacks that were in the first one are now attacks that you can do on a constant basis. Obviously you need to unlock them, but you can still do them whenever you want, which I think is pretty cool. Now, we did get a new shield system in this game, which I actually really like. And you have the access to 4 new shields, which each do different things. Though I do think that the annoying thing is that I feel like it limited some aspects of the melee combat that we got in the first game, and some of that was split between the different shields, which I wasn't really a big fan of, as I thought I preferred that system in the first one compared to this one. But you get used to it quite quickly. But still, I think they should have like made sure to have like the different aspects of Kratos similar to the first game, where you have the axe, you have the blades, and then you've got a section for the melee combat, which we don't in this case. We just have blades, axe, and you can use your fist, but it's not very useful as soon as you get the blades. So now, in terms of the upgrade system, and of course our favorite dwarves, Brock and Sindri, we do get a new upgrade and crafting system that is deeper than the previous one, and I love something that they added, which is that you can actually see the what the future upgrades do. So now there's 9 levels that you can upgrade your gear to, and that goes with every single piece of gear. And the thing I like is that you can actually see which gears you can invest in and which ones are the best before actually investing in them, which is good. So you can save resources easily. And also they added a new enchantment system where you get an amulet and you can upgrade it to 9 levels and get 9 enchantments, in comparison to the previous game where you would put enchantments directly on pieces of gear. So I think the way, because I'm assuming they did that so people weren't just pick pieces of gear that provide the more slots, whereas here you already have the 9 slots no matter what the piece of gear you use, which I think is very good and a very smart decision. And we also get a new transmog system as well, so if you don't like what you're wearing but you like the stats, you can change it, which is very, very cool. The 9 realms. Now, talking about the world just in general, the world definitely feels more alive, as you'll see a lot more animals in the background, and you'll even see people, especially like in places like Svartalfheim, and you'll get to explore all 9 realms. That is true, so Santa Monica didn't lie about this. Though some realms are really small in comparison to some, so like for example the biggest ones being Midgard, Svartalfheim and Vanaheim, but then you've got smaller ones like Niflheim and Muspelheim. But overall, like they made sure to really to like deepen those realms in a way that you actually don't expect, as throughout the story and as throughout, like, because obviously as Ragnarok gets closer, you see that those realms kind of change and new things get opened up, which is cool. And there's a lot of areas that get to explore, and it's not even main story stuff, so some of it is just side story stuff, which is amazing. Now, side content and exploration. Now, like I said before, obviously you get to visit the 9 realms, but like you actually get to explore so many areas or just side quests related to side quests, which is actually unbelievable. And like, I don't know how they do it, but every side quest feels like a main quest, and like it's just unbelievable. And like, if you play the game, do not like skip over them, actually play them like as soon as they become available, as honestly like they're so fun, most of them. And the thing I like is that the ones that aren't fun are very rewarding. Like an example is the Ravens, Odin's Ravens. In the first game you get nothing except experience when you destroy them, but in this case, and I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end, but if you destroy them all, you do get something very nice, which is very good. Now let's talk about bosses. Now, bosses in this game are vastly superior to the previous one, as you don't actually get many trolls to beat, but you do get fights like 4, and I'm not gonna spoil the other ones, but you do get to like fight a bunch of new bosses, and some you wouldn't actually quite expect, which is good, and all of them feel like quite unique to one another, even if they're reskins to a different fight. So like for example the Drakey, the one that we see in the trailer, you'll fight several of those, but every one of them will feel a bit different, which is good. Now, in terms of the things I didn't like, there are some spoilers, so please watch out. Now, one of the main things I didn't like was that some quite big questions that were asked in the previous games aren't answered, like who blew the horn. That's not answered in this game, and Cory Barlog and even Eric Williams have stated that they actually know who did it, but they're not going to say. They're keeping that for the next game, potentially, because Eric Williams confirmed that we're probably not going to get the DLC, so that's one thing that's annoying. Also, the fact that Jormungandr doesn't do much during this game, and also the fact that the battle at Ragnarok feels a bit flat. Now, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but what I mean by that is it's epic, but it's not as epic as you would think. That's what I mean, and I will probably make a video about this, so like I can talk about it a bit more, but yeah, didn't exactly meet my expectations there. Now, did God of War Ragnarok meet the hype? Yes, it did. Like, is it a bad game? No, absolutely not. I think it's a very good game, and Santa Monica did an absolute fantastic job with the game, and I think they did what they could. Like, even with the limitations that obviously the PS4 brought, you couldn't feel any of them. Like, honestly, if you told me that it was like this was a PS5 exclusive, I'd believe you. Like, they've set a new bar, and honestly, other developers should like look at them and say, okay, this is what we have to aim for, because this is incredible in terms of just storytelling, gameplay, and just overall. Like, I mean, like the story was incredible. Anyway, I've been recording for like this video is about more than 12 minutes. So if you're still here, thank you so much. And I will put more God of War Ragnarok content as the weeks go by. So please feel free to watch those. And as always, I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a like, a comment if you like, and subscribe if you want. Obviously, of course, that's your choice. It's free. And with that, I just want to say bye bye.